Hi, how are you?
I am very good. So, can you just talk us through about what's going on and what you're showing off today?
Sure. My name's Cisco Maldonado, and I work on the brand strategy side here at Bandai America. And we're going to talk to you about a fantastic new series of characters to the overall Anime Heroes brand, right? So, taking a step back, Anime Heroes is a line of 6.5-inch action figures that takes the best anime and basically brings them to life with tons of articulation and fantastic detail, which is what Bandai does best, to basically allow fans, both core and casual, to own a piece of the anime and bring it home. So when Anime Heroes first started, we came out with the Naruto action figures as well as those of Saint Seiya, right? And they're gorgeous, they're fantastic, but it left an open question, right? People are saying, which property is going to be next, right? And so at Bandai, we were thinking, well, if you're going to have to add a new property to Anime Heroes, what would you choose, right? And there was some speculation, right? And a lot of folks and fans are saying, I bet it's going to be this. I bet it's going to be that, right? And a lot of fans were saying, like, I bet it's going to be One Piece. How can it not be One Piece, right? Like, we kind of knew, but we didn't let the cat out of the bag. And just as a fan myself, like, you kind of have to, right? Like, it would be criminal if you didn't have One Piece, just given it's one of the big three that's still going, right? Just years and years later. And so at Toy Fair back in February, like, I knew it was going to be One Piece, right? It's obviously making toys. It takes a long time. But I didn't know what the figures would look like, right? When you're creating an action figure, right? Depending on if it's a superhero or if it's a wrestler, right? Like, they're going to be stable, nice, chunky action figures. But when you look at just the character variety of One Piece, like, I got a little scared. I'm like, how are they going to do Luffy? Right? Like, he's a skinny character and a skinny action figure. Like, how's that going to work? Right? And so what I can do is you want to take a close up of these guys? I'm going to show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch cameras on my end, right? And it's going to give you a close up of these figures. So let me switch my camera around here. Good old Luffy. So when I first opened him up, I'm like, thank God they did it right, right? Because at first it could have been horribly, horribly bad, right? But then when I saw it, I'm like, okay, did they capture the personality and the essence of what Luffy really is, right? So, and let me move Sanji off to the side here. So if I'm looking at like Luffy up here, right, and give him a close up, like, that's just cool,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, what Bandai does better than anybody else is a spot on interpretation from the anime to the action figure, right? From his expression to his hair to the little detail and the hat on his back and that kind of stuff. Like, that's what you're looking for as a fan. So when I open this guy up, and this is a model, but the actual finished product will be very much similar to that because that's all based off of this guy. I was very pleasantly surprised, and I'm like, yes, they did it right, right? Because it's going to be tricky for a character such as this that appears great in animation, right? But in practice and the engineering involved to make an action figure like it, like I wasn't sure, but I was pretty excited about it. And then next, we have Sanji over here, right? And so I'm going to bring him up and let me kind of move him here. I'm working backwards with the camera, so my apologies. Like, again, like, take a look at that, right? Like, and they even got his little curly eyebrow in the right place on the right side of his face. Of course, later on in the series, they switched them. Not sure why, but still. And then you have this little accessory piece that kind of can switch legs if you want to. But again, like, just like the animation, right? Like something that we do better than anybody else. And of course, you can't talk One Piece without talking about our greatest swordsman. We can switch on this side. We got Zoro here, right? And so with Zoro, like, again, like, just super cool. He has the 3 swords, right? So that's accurate. And the swords actually come out of the scabbard, right? And then again, just the detail in his face and the color of his jacket. It's that beautiful, like, licorice green color. This is one of my favorites. And so I think these guys are going to do absolutely outstanding. I'm going to pull them back here for a nice little beauty shot here for you. Still, a fantastic offering of these characters. And it's something that we're really, really proud of. So there you have it, right? So we're really happy to have these three characters, right? Of course, the next character is which other characters are you going to put in line? Well, I know what it is. I know the answer. I'm not going to tell anybody yet because we're still trying to figure out like, is it the right tool? Is it the right mold? Is it the right character? Right? Fans out there, if you can think of five off the top of your head of what you would want next in this collection. 2 or 3 of those probably going to make that list. So it shouldn't be a big shock, but it will be a delight to fans when they see what we're able to come up with.
Cool. I have a couple questions about the
Of
figures
course.
themselves. Accessory wise, I see Luffy's got the hat on the back. Is that a removable? We'll be able to put down his head. How is that going to work?
Yeah, so the accessory is going to be removable, and it depends on the character, right? So for Luffy, you're going to have the hat. You're going to have different sets of hands, right, at different poses, right? For Zoro, obviously you have like the swords themselves, as well as the Suba and the scabbards that come off separately, right? And
Nice.
different sets of hands, so he can actually hold, right, the sword versus just a fist, right? And then with Sanji, he's going to have a different set of hands. One set he has his, the little lollipop thing that he has that he uses in the show, and then obviously the fire that can fit on either. So depending on the figure and where it makes sense, we're going to include that accessory wherever possible, right? There are some accessories that just won't work in real time or space that we would love to put in there, but just like, you know, like it wouldn't work, right? So if we're going to include something, we want to make sure that it's sturdy, it's robust, and it looks authentic to the show as well as in practice, right?
Also, you want a good price point too, because you don't want these to be too expensive. Where being
Exactly.
that this coming to the U.S. market, we know that Bandai in Japan has these great figures, but the price points for Americans to buy it are much higher up. So,
Right.
and they usually come with way more accessories. So you got
Yeah.
to, there's a
So these
balance of scale, you
it
know?
has to be a balance, right? Like these guys are $19.99. Like that is just a fantastic value, right? If you
Absolutely.
look at the craftsmanship involved, it rivals any 30, 40, $60 statue that's out there, right? That doesn't move, that doesn't have the 17, 16 points of articulation. These ones do, right? But as a result of it, we can't have all these different things that's going to move that price point, you know, north of like $100, because we have divisions of Bandai that will do those super high end
Right.
actual statues, right? But these are action figures. They pose, and you can put them in different positions, and that's why I think for that price point, it's something that fans, both casual and core alike, are really going to gravitate towards.
Now on the release end, are
Mhm.
these going to be exclusive anywhere, or will they be able to be bought in any? I noticed that before the other ones are on Amazon. Well, we
Right.
talk about the fans can get them anywhere. This is an exclusive deal with Amazon. How does that work?
It's not exclusive. They can buy them anywhere, and it really
Beautiful.
depends on where and when the stores are going to carry them, right? So, for example, they're available on pre-sale on Amazon right now, right? And if you buy them now, by the time they actually get to be shipped to the home, you're looking at probably like April-ish,
Mm.
right? Now, around that same timeline, like they'll be available at like Target, right, which they can find them at, also at April, depending on when the store sets, right? I mean, this is a little inside baseball, but like when a Target or a Walmart, when they start carrying new figures, it's only at certain points in time during the year, right? They might set them right April, they might set them right before the holidays in like September, October timeframe. So depending on when a figure comes out, we may or may not hit that window of when the store can physically even take it in the first place, right? But for the most part, online, you're always going to find someone to have it.
Oh, absolutely. I've been telling fans left and right that Amazon, if you can get from Amazon, go there because there's been a whole before it was Toygate with Walmart exclusives and Target where
Mhm.
fans are going to stores and they're supposed to be shelf date of this date and they're not releasing them. Like you're mentioning, like it's not Walmart's Walmart's not just a toy store, it's a multiple store. So they're gonna prioritize certain things. So it's good to hear that you can get it more than just, let's say, it's
Right.
not an exclusive.
We want these to be available to fans wherever fans are, right? And so at this point in time, we're making it available everywhere at the same time. And if a retailer, whether it's like a GameStop or a hobby shop or Target or Walmart or Amazon, as soon as they can carry them, we're going to make sure it's available to them.
All right, cool. They look gorgeous. I've been seeing the pictures and look at the images. And to see them right in front of my face, they're great. And you're saying April, we should be seeing these hitting the
Right around the
shelves?
first week of April or so, depending on like, you know, obviously the stores have their own shelf dates and when they sort of move stuff from the back to the front. But around that April timeframe is when folks will be able to be mailed to their homes if they order on Amazon, or they can go into store around the first week of April or so, and they can find them in the shelf.
Yeah. Well, and thank you so much. This is really cool. Right before Christmas, seeing this stuff is
Absolutely.
always awesome. That's when you want to hit the people right in the feels and in the pockets. So right now, look, you get Christmas is over. You've already shopped. Now go online. Let's get these pre-orders going because I think they look gorgeous. Thank you so much for taking
Oh,
the
you're
time
welcome.
with me and showing me the figures. I really appreciate it.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Robert. We look forward to a fantastic release of One Piece, and we're looking forward to great things for the Anime Heroes line coming up in the next year.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.